Bearded Appliance Repair here, and you guys know it. We help you fix it here on this channel, and what we're going to help you fix today is your Maytag Bravos XL washer. This guy is fairly new, so if you guys have one here with a touchscreen just like this one, likely this video is going to help you out. This will also work for a Whirlpool Cabrio. Whirlpool Cabrio and Maytag Bravos, they're essentially the same thing. They have the same parts. They might look slightly different, but a lot of parts are the same. So if you got a Maytag Bravos or a Whirlpool Cabrio with a touchscreen like this one, this video will likely help you out. But what this washer is doing in this video, it is not starting a washer. So you'll power it on, and you'll try to hit that start button to start, your regular load, and this guy won't do anything. It'll just go doo-doo, doo-doo. And what that doo-doo tells me is shut the door, shut the lid, make sure the lid's shut, because these washers today, they will not start the load unless that lid is shut. And obviously this lid is shut, so we have a problem, and we are going to cover that problem today. It's either going to be the board or the lid lock. We're going to test that lid lock. Few things to look at on it. We'll get into that a little bit later. First thing I do want to show you is this thing is giving us a code to get into diagnostics. It's 123 123 123. Just follow what I just did there. If it doesn't work, try it again. But the code we're getting is the F5E1, and what that code is telling us is that lid is not shut. So shut the lid before before you start the cycle. So obviously we got a problem. We're gonna look into this lid lock. It's either that or the board. If a lid lock tests good, we're gonna be looking at the board. So, yeah, let's get into it. First thing we need to do is we need to take these screws off the back. I didn't get footage of it, but once you get those two screws, there's one on the left, one on the right, on the back side, which holds in that top panel where the lid and everything is. Yeah, once you get those two screws out, along with that other panel that's covering up other stuff back there, you'll see it once you guys get back there. You can lift up the lid just like this. So what you do is you pull it forward, lift it up, push it back, and then it'll come up all the way, because you need to do this so you can get this control panel off. You need to get this control panel off so we can get in there and test this lid lock. On the left-hand side, screwdriver, flathead screwdriver works great to pry that little clip. And on the right-hand side, the channel locks I'm using work great. There's also two screws in the back. On the top, I didn't get footage of either, so I apologize for that. So if this thing will not come off for you, check out those two screws. You can see those little clips where they go into. But once I get that off, I take off that little connection that holds on the wiring for that user interface. And then right here is the connection for the lid lock. There's 6 wires. I like to untwist it just so you can see, okay, which pin's one, which one is pin 1 and which one is pin 2. In this book here, this is the tech sheet, and if you guys are wondering where it is, once you lift up this top panel here, you guys can grab it yourselves. Read into it. If you're technical, like a guy like me, it'll help you out. If you're not technical at all, it's just going to be gibberish to you. But there it is if you need it. But now we're going to go in and test this lid lock. All right, that connection that I pulled off, there's 6 wires. There's pins 1 through 7. Pin 1 and 5, which I'm testing right now, that is your lid switch. This tells the board whether or not it's shut or open. If it's shut, it should be 0 ohms. And if it's open, it should be OL, which is open line, and we're getting an open line right now even though the door is shut. So that switch we already know has failed. But to test other things, if that part of your switch tests good, pins 2 and 3, and pin 1 is at the top and pin 7 is at the bottom. So when I say pin 2 and 3, I mean the second one down and then the third one down. That there is your motor windings. That's the motor that locks and unlocks the lock. You should get somewhere close to 35 ohms, plus or minus 5 ohms. We're getting close to like 45, I think, which isn't terrible. If it's making making the noise where it's actually locking, I'd call it good. If it's not, then this may be your issue if you're getting like 100 ohms or something like that. This next test, this is going to be the home position. Whenever it's locked for the home position, it needs to be open. So you'll have that OL on your meter. And if it is unlocked, you'll get continuity, 0 ohms, which we're getting right now. And that tells us that that part of it is good. And that's pins 1 and 4. So that part of it's good. The next test is pin 1 and 7, which is the locking switch. The switch that tells the board whether it's locked or unlocked. And that right there was open on that one, so that's telling us that it's unlocked. If it was locked, it would be 0 ohms continuity. So we know that our lid lock is bad from that first test we did, where we were testing that open closed switch, and we were getting that OL when we were supposed to be getting 0 ohms when the lid was shut. And that there tells us that this is a failure. So we're going to go ahead and change out that switch today. You saw me remove that little clip and push the lid lock through the hole. If you guys happen to need this part, I will have it linked in the description down below. But it's held on by clips along the sides there. I like to get a screwdriver. It's really easy to get them out that way. Once you get those out, you need, I believe it's a T15. T10 or T15 to get those screws out that are actually holding the lid switch in. So you take those 2 screws out, and then that lid lock will come out. And then once you have your new one, you can put your new one in its, put it back in the way you took it out. So I'll let you guys watch this while I get it out and put it back in, and I'll chime in a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about test time. Once we get that lid lock plugged in, I like to go ahead and grab that control panel, plug it in, plug the washer back in, and give her a quick test before we put everything back together. Just in case we miss something, this is always a good point to give it a test, just to make sure everything's good to go. So we're going to plug it in. We're going to see what she does. Turn her on, power her up. We are good to go, folks. This washer is fixed. It indeed needed that lid lock. So that's it on this one, guys. One thing I like to do also at the end of these repairs that you have air codes on is you want to get into diagnostics and clear them. So you just get back into there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that third button that you hit, hold it down for about 3 to 5 seconds, and it should clear the code just like that. After we clear the codes, we are done with this one. Washer's good to go. We're going to button it back up, put all those screws back in. That's it. This is Bearded Appliance Repair. We're going to help you fix it, guys. If this helps, give me a like, subscribe, and I do appreciate y'all watching.